All they do is they try to mess us up, but you know, they can't stop greatness.
That's right.
You're
That's
great.
right.
You
That's
great.
right.
And I'm great a little bit. I'm just a little great. I'm trying to get great like you though, you know.
Oh, I'm trying to be like you, Chris, when I grow up.
No, no, I've been in training. I'm trying to be like Shantae so I can make all the pay. Hey, you got around with your name. You ain't even knew it. So let's see here. Looks like we are live now on the Chris Monroe Show.
All
Right
right.
live in sunny St. Louis on a nice, what is this, Monday morning with Shantae knocking down deals and making skills for deals and wheels. I know you're doing it good. How you doing this morning?
Good. Pretty good. Pretty good. No point in complaining.
I know that's right. So I know you got a nice deal you want to tell us about and everything, but I wanted to start out a little bit just by, can you give us a little background about how you got into real estate? What were you doing before you got into real estate? What made you decide to even mess with this crazy world of real estate?
Well, I've been in real estate for quite some time, actually. So I was an underwriter with City Mortgage for about 3 years. And then I was a loan officer with American Equity Mortgage for a little bit. And then I just got my license to sell real estate in November of 2018. So I decided to, with my real estate knowledge, I wanted to combine that with my sales experience because I've been doing sales for about 20 years. So it only made sense for me to go ahead and do it and just take the leap. So I did. I left America in January 2018. I'm sorry, January this year, 2019. I just couldn't go back. I couldn't clock in again. I just knew too much, so I wanted to pursue my passion. That's what I did.
You didn't want to keep on using all these great skills that you have, making somebody else rich.
Exactly. It's time for me to pay myself.
Pay yourself first and come back and hopefully give them a little something, huh?
Right.
So I know that's right. So so you was doing mortgages, right? You said you were underwriting loans and stuff, or what was it?
Yeah, I was an underwriter. So I would approve and decline loan modifications. So people whose homes are about to foreclose, I would have to review the documents and see if it's going to be approved or declined based on their, debt to income ratio and some other factors that we looked into. So yeah, that's what I did in underwriting.
So that kind of helped you moving over into kind of doing this wholesaling type thing. When you deal with somebody that got a pre-foreclosure, you kind of understand the lingo already.
Yeah, definitely. My real estate or my knowledge in the real estate industry so far has definitely helped me. And I really feel like my sales background has helped me a lot, because it ultimately comes down to you being able to talk to people and communicate effectively. If they don't like you, then they're not going to do business with you.
I agree 100%. So you go in there and you just smile and say, yeah, I'm going to make it all happen for you. Sign right here.
Right. But you got to really make it happen. That's what I do. I really make it happen.
I know that's right. So what was it that made you decide to say, you know what, I want to do wholesaling? Why wholesaling?
You know what? I stumbled upon the term on YouTube. And I stumbled upon the term about 2 years ago. When I heard it, I thought it was fake. There's no way you can buy a house or real estate without using your own money or your own credit. I just didn't believe it. So I kind of kept that tucked away in the back of my head, and it came back up about July last year. And I decided, I joined Max Maxwell's group, the Wholesalers Elite group. And I just started soaking up a lot of information, YouTube University. I started using all my spare time, just digging in and learning all I can learn. Right. And I just decided I was going to start digging up my own leads, driving for dollars, and I was just going to take the leap and see what happened. And it happened.
I know. So it made you a believer. You say, wait a minute, all these people cashing these big old checks. Let me get in this game and see what's going on.
Yeah, don't leave me out. I'm coming.
That's right. Tag me in, coach. So yeah, I understand. So I know that you see people putting these big checks, because that's how I felt too. I was like, why is all these people getting this money? They just getting checks for doing what now? Oh no, I know I can do this, because that's basically how I found out about it. I kind of fell asleep and I woke up and I saw a video of Max Maxwell walking around talking about real estate. I'm like, who is this dude with this big beard talking about real estate and making these checks and stuff? I said, oh no, I gotta find out what's going on with this.
Yeah.
So that's how I do. So you say you started about July 2018?
That's when I kind of started really researching again. But I was honestly, Chris, I was scared. I didn't even, I kind of drove up a lot of leads, got a lot of addresses. I recruited my son. He's 20 years old, about to be 21 on the 27th of this month. And I recruited him to do my skip tracing, so along the way, I've been teaching him the game. I told him by the time he's 25, he's going to be a real estate beast, and he will.
You know it. So you training them up good. So that's smart. Yeah. That's how you got to do it. So, so what kind of marketing do? You said you do driving for dollars. What other ways are you looking for leads to come in?
So I do driving for dollars. My son, he does Uber. So while he's doing that, his goal is to give me 20 addresses a day, but he's been killing it. Sometimes he'll send 40 addresses a day. So honestly, I'm glad I did it this way because I started tackling my leads before I really took the leap. And as I learned, many people struggle with leads. So that's my strongest point. You know what I'm saying? So if I have leads, I feel like I can always eat. That's the key.
You say, as long as you know how to generate those leads, it'll always pump up. So that's smart, because that is a part that everybody don't understand. It's really more so, marketing. Got to be a real good marketer. And it seems like you got that down pat.
Yeah. And word of mouth is powerful. I use Facebook. I have my realtor's license too. So that's another, some more ammo in my vest,
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you about too. So do you feel like having a real estate license, does that help you? Or give me some ways that that's beneficial and some ways that it might hurt you? Because a lot of people ask, should they get their license?
To me, it was my best move. And the reason why, I guess for me, it just gave me the confidence that I needed to go ahead and push. I like the professionalism that comes behind having a realtor license, and as you know, wholesale deals maybe 5-10% of the market, so there's a very small niche of people that you're trying to find. But I realized with my real estate license, I can pick up that other 95%. So I don't want to leave anything on the table if I don't have to. And getting my license allowed me to learn the real estate lingo and just, a lot of laws pertaining to real estate. And I just wanted to be comfortable with that before I started playing with people's houses and contracts and things like that. So for me, it made me more comfortable doing it that way.
Right. So I can definitely understand because that gives you a link to the retail buyer and you don't know what, they're going to give you, or a person that wants to sell their house, you don't know their situation. You can always list it. You can wholesale it. You got other options. So that kind of helped you just by having that license, you say, huh?
That's right. And even when I wholesale, with my license, it gives me the opportunity to even market those that way if I need to, that gives it greater marketing exposure. My thing, when I take on a home, I want to market it well because I'm going to sell that home. I'm going to sell it.
And you know it. When you lock it up, you know it's going. It ain't no games.
I'm selling it. That's my goal. I'm not playing.
Right. Exactly.
You gotta go for it.
Yeah. So that's smart. So, so you're saying you basically take a wholesale deal and you'll list it on the MLS?
If I have to, but lately I haven't had to, but I did do one that way. But yeah, it gives me the option to be flexible and do what I need to do to get this moved.
Right. So are you also growing your own buyers list as well as you go, like gathering email addresses and things like that so you can market to them later?
Absolutely. That's my money. That's my money. Yes.
So get on my list. So when I send you something, it's ready to go.
Yes. Absolutely. All right.
So that's cool. So I want to get into this deal. This was your first commercial deal, correct?
It was. Very first.
So is there a big difference between dealing with residential and commercial?
There is. There really is. Because even when you calculate the numbers, it's totally different. Because when you're thinking about a commercial property, then you got to factor in the income and, what kind of lease is it on? And I don't know if you heard of a triple net lease, so there's so many factors and location is everything, so it was definitely a different animal.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So you got modified, gross, triple net lease. You got all this stuff. You're like, what? You got to pay for what? All these extra fees a person don't even know about. Maintenance, taxes, insurance, all this. Yeah, I mean, it is a whole nother world. So would you even suggest somebody that's doing this wholesaling even pursue commercial deals, or should you think it's easier for people to stick to like residential?
Residential is definitely easier, but you know, I don't back down from a challenge, and I wouldn't discourage anybody to do that either. But at the same time, if you're not a go-getter and you're not a person that's going to figure out some things, don't waste somebody's time.
Right. So you got to be a deal maker and a problem solver, right?
Big time problem solver. You can't figure it out. Please don't waste someone's time.
Yeah, because I see people with listings and houses up for sale for 6-7 months. I'm like, man, you're doing the people a disservice. You should have got that done by now.
That's too long. Yeah. When I listen, I'm trying to get it sold. And that's what makes me different too. You know, what I found is that the people that I spoke with, they mentioned that other realtors that they work with, sometimes they'll list the houses and just sit back and wait for the magic to happen. You know, me, no. I'm going to list that house and I'm going to sell that house. So I'm going to market it. I'm going to shop it. I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to be on Facebook. I'm going to talk to all my friends. I may go next door to the places or the shops, you know, around or houses nearby. I mean, whatever it takes, but I'm going to get that sold.
I know that's right. All right. So this deal that you did, this your first commercial deal, how did you come across this lead? What kind of marketing were you doing to find it?
Actually, I ended up driving down the street and I saw this little tiny for sale sign in the window. And I knew they weren't effectively marketing and they needed my help because they're not going to sell this thing. So I reached out and that's how I got it. And the seller actually lived in Cancun.
What?
Yeah. So we
you
really
did a virtual deal then.
Kind of. He had an assistant here in St. Louis. Well, she actually was in Granite City. So she would drive down to meet me and he flew in to close this deal.
He didn't want to do send no mail and all that junk. He said, I'm coming to town, get my money.
Yes. And it was really good because, you know, it's all about building those relationships and creating long-term relationships. You know, I don't want to help you just today, but when you think of something and you need something in real estate, I need you to think of me first, you know?
Right.
So with him, he absolutely was impressed. He loved me. You know, when we were at the closing table, I had to go downstairs and run to the car. I came back in and he was bragging on me as well as Leslie with the title company and my seller and my buyer were actually bragging. They were very impressed. And me, I totally fumbled my way through because it's my first commercial property, you know, but as long as they're happy, we got it done. He sent me another commercial property that I'm working on now. So it's going to be a glass shop I'm going to be selling next. And then he also has a bar that's open and running he needs me to sell. So I didn't commercial, but maybe commercial is picking me. I'm not sure.
I know that's right. So you done found a niche what's inside of a niche with inside of a niche. So you the commercial expert queen up in the STL now.
I'm gonna try to be.
Right. They say you got a commercial deal, you know who to holler at. Dang. So walk me through the story on how you dealt with him when you spoke to him on the phone. How did that go? How did that conversation go?
You know what? It was interesting. Because I was learning a lot. So I definitely made some mistakes in how I presented the offer at first, which I learned from. But I dug in, got some information about the property, asked him what his goals were with it. He is, you know, he's an older gentleman, so he's liquidating his portfolio. So he kind of wants to, you know, enjoy life in Cancun and kind of relax. His grandson was too young to pass it on to. So he needs to get rid of these properties. So that's why he needs to help.
Wow. So was he sounding like real motivated and stuff when you spoke to him? Was he like, I need to get rid of this place? Or was he more like, well, I guess I'll just sell it? Was he nonchalant? How was his attitude and his demeanor?
He tried to play it like he was nonchalant. But in reality, he was motivated because he didn't want to do anything else with this property. He wants to get rid of these things. So he was pretty motivated.
What kind of property was he? It was commercial, but like what kind of business was in it before that?
So it's actually like a commercial property that has two different units in it. So one unit, one side was used as a title loan or payday loan company for many years. And the other side, he just kind of left unattended. So it needed some work into it. It was a flower shop years ago. But he just kind of let it sit in its as-is condition because he was making enough rental income from the one side and he owned it free and clear. And again, he's older, so he was just okay with coasting on that easy income coming in every month. And he didn't care to do anything with it.
So he was just like, whatever, I just want to get rid of it. And now, and he put that little baby sign in the window. And you like, what's that little sign? I'm about to call that. That sounds like something I can handle.
You can barely see it because the window was kind of tinted. So I had to like drive up to it to actually see it. No one's going to see that.
Wow. How long did he have it up for sale before he ran into you?
So the tenants had just left out in March of this year. And they put it up for sale shortly thereafter. So about maybe a month before I talked to him the first time.
So I know that, his motivation level was increasing over time. Like, wait a minute, I ain't getting no responses.
Right, he wasn't getting any responses. And he had his assistant helping him sell it. And she wasn't, the average person is not well versed in real estate. You do the best you can, but so she was trying to help him. But of course, they were just going to kind of sit and wait for something to happen with that sign in the window.
Wow. They didn't put it on the internet or anything. They just put a little sign. That's it.
That's it.
Wow. Missing out. So
they need help.
So that was definitely an opportunity. I know you looking like, man, because I just found a deal like that too down here in South County. Little sign. All they got is a for sale by owner sign. They didn't put it on the internet or nothing. I call them up and I got the deal and we close on it tomorrow. So, you got to take that action like you say, right?
Right. It's all about action.
So how was the numbers on this deal? So what was the purchase price they were asking, and how did you go about finding a buyer?
So the purchase price was ultimately $125,000. This was my first creative real estate deal because he actually the buyer purchased it on terms. And Mr. Chris Monroe helped me on those terms, right?
What up? We love terms. See, people say cash is king, but that's not necessarily true. Terms is king in real estate, but don't tell everybody.
I know. Yeah, so it was perfect. Like I really learned a whole lot. This is like almost like another little niche, just doing the terms, So the total sale price was $125,000. The buyer put down $60,000 up front. And then he was going to pay the remaining within 10 months.
Oh, wow. That's good terms for that seller.
Say that again?
Say that's pretty good terms for that seller because, to get basically half down and get all your money within a year, that's very good terms.
It was very good. He was very impressed. He was happy, and the seller and the buyer were very happy.
Okay.
And that's what it's about.
And so how did you find the buyer?
So the buyer, it's funny because I ran into him on a listing that I had, one of my very first listings. And he was coming to view a residential property. But like you said, you keep track of your buyers, right? So I asked him, what are you looking for? Now, he was strictly only looking for residential. But when I came across this one, I just happened to call him like, hey, I know you do commercial. I know you do residential only, but I ran into this commercial deal. Let me know if you have anyone that that buys commercial. And he was like, hey, Shantae, I would actually like to see it. Now, Chris, the way it happened was so funny because I literally didn't show this to no one else. It sold so fast. Like, I didn't get a chance to really market it much or do anything with it. I showed my buyer. He came in and he was ready to do it now.
Wow.
I didn't get a chance to do much of anything on it. It was sold.
Wow. So what was it that made so did the seller automatically say he would sell it on terms, or was he just originally just trying to sell it outright for cash? Or where did the terms part come in at?
Actually, the seller did. So he's been in the real estate game for many, many years, and he just loved my personality. And he was just telling me, hey, Shantae, there's so many ways of making money in real estate. He was like, in fact, I'm flexible, and you can really use this to your advantage. I'll even sell it on terms. And he broke it down to me like he was teaching me, which is a great seller to have.
Heck yeah, you got an education and a check.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So he kind of broke it down. I was like, okay, well, that's good. That'll give me more flexibility. And I'm sure I'll help you get this off of your hands, And that's kind of how it happened. So when I ran into this buyer, he typically buys all cash. But when he realized that he was willing to, do it on terms because he didn't have the whole 125 right now, it worked out.
So he said, you know what, I'm going to go on and drop that money and do whatever fix up. I guess that's what they're going to do over that 10-month period. Fix it up to make it up and start making money with it. Is that what the purpose of it, to do it on terms?
Yeah, so he's gonna try to rent out the side that's up and functioning and ready right now, which is the payday loan side. So he's gonna rent that ASAP. But the other side he's gonna put some work into. But it's kind of a clean slate. So any business owners, that kind of have a vision can come in and really make it their own if they want, because it's a clean slate on that side.
Oh, okay. So it's just open, ready for you to come in and make your finishes, put your countertop up in your cash register and start chinging that money in.
That's right. Cha-ching.
All right. So they did $60,000 down, 10 months terms, $125,000 purchase price. And so that's what the buyer put down. And the seller, that's what they wanted, or they wanted something different?
The seller initially was trying to get $200,000.
Right. Dang, he's trying to get rich on one deal.
That's not gonna happen. So, you have to talk to them and be realistic and let them know what numbers they're looking at. And if you want this move, let's get it moved. But you have to be realistic in the prices.
So you had to go in and show him that, hey, yeah, this is about what it's worth. You had to give him an education as well, it looks like.
That's right. And I have to tell him we have to be realistic. If you really want to get this sold, you're an investor as well. No one's going to buy and lose money. You know that. No one's going to buy and lose money. So we have to make this an attractive deal where someone's going to buy it, or otherwise you'll sit on it. And that's okay too, if you want to sit on it.
So you let them know. So you're using them closing tactics. You went in there and just let them know, hey, this is what the deal is. You want to do this if you want to. This is your choice. But I can help you if you want to help yourself.
Right.
So that makes sense. So everybody got what they wanted out of the deal. They closed it. How long did this whole deal take you from start to finish?
Oh, it really
was a week. Yeah. Seemed kind of quick.
It was very quick. Maybe about 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks max. Very quick.
So it was just like get it in title, put it in, and did he have the buyer put down earnest money or anything, or how did he do that part?
Yeah, so he was going to put down $2,000 in earnest money, but because the way that it kind of worked, I kept having to readjust the contract to make it correct to close, in the simplest way. So when it all came down to it, he was supposed to turn in the earnest money in 3 business days, but we were closing in 3 business days. So he just went ahead and brought it all to the table.
Dang, big money, big spender. I need to meet him. That's my cousin now. Nah.
I know. I told him, I said, I need to be you when I grow up too.
Right. Dropping money like it ain't funny.
Yeah.
So they was able to go ahead and get the deal in, close it up real quick. So when it comes to the paperwork part, the contract, what was the difference between a cash deal that's real simple and trying to do a terms deal? Was it difficult? How did that go?
It wasn't really difficult, but it was definitely a learning curve. So, with the wholesale deals and cash deals, I've done it before. So it was easier, cleaner, very simple paperwork, just the purchase agreement and the assignment contract. Simple. But with this one here, I had to do it a little bit differently. I had to make sure the terms are written out correctly, and then I made a very, very newbie mistake. I wrote up the contract and all the figures were correct, but I didn't put in a line item specifically stating what my commission would be. Now, how did I miss that, right?
Yeah, you got to get paid somewhere.
I was so busy taking care of my buyer and my seller, I forgot about me. The title company, Leslie, I love Leslie with Copper Title. I love Copper Title. And she was like, Shantae, I don't see you on here. I'm like, wait a minute, Leslie. I know I did. So I put it in the calculations, but I didn't put that one line in there that I needed. So needless to say, I went back, corrected that, and both the buyer and seller were fine. They definitely feel like I deserved what I was going to get, so that was no issue. And it was perfect. Walked away with $5,000.
Say quick money, and it wasn't even funny, huh?
Right.
Right. So when you think about terms deals now, does that open up your mind to other possibilities, even when you're dealing in residential? How does that make you feel about other deals you may come across? Would you suggest
It
that
does.
to another seller or something, or tell them
Yes,
there's other ways to do things?
absolutely, absolutely. Because it just opens up the door for it to be sold even more. You know, if you're flexible, now we have more people we can market this to.
Right, right. You let them know. That's cool. So that makes perfect sense that once you open up your mind and see that, man, there's so many things you can do in real estate, it's actually kind of overwhelming to me. Because like
It
people
is.
even ask me, how do you do terms? And I'll be like, man, how much time you got? There's so much
Oh,
stuff this stuff, it is overwhelming. That's why I
yeah,
created that woke real estate investors group to try to help people that, just want to get some basic ideas of what's going on with it, because it's better to
yeah,
just drip it on you or go take a course, pay somebody $30,000 and learn this crap, or just learn it on your own,
right.
at your own time. And that's how I kind of learned it, kind of more so on my own. And that's how I try to, drip it out on other people and let them see that there's other possibilities other than just cash right now. But like I was saying
Right.
earlier, cash is not really king in real estate. Terms is king. When you can get sweetheart terms, little or no money down, and a long period of time financing, I mean, that changes everything. How many houses could you buy with little or no money down?
Right. Right.
It opens
Hmm.
it up. So, all right. So, was there anything else that you wanted to add to the story here? Anything else? Any other advice? Any nuggets you would drop on somebody else that's coming across these commercial deals or terms types deals that they need to look out for?
Man, I would just say, stick your head in the sand and push. There's definitely deals out here. There's people out here that need help. There's always going to be people out here that need help, because life happens. People pass away, they inherit homes, people lose jobs, people get into a bind, they get divorced, all kinds of things happen. So there's always going to be people out here that need you in the real estate game. So to me, real estate was a solid industry to go into because it's never going anywhere. Everyone needs some place to stay.
That's right. They need somewhere to stay. They need somewhere to play. They need somewhere to have a business,
Yep.
land. I mean, there's so many things. People flipping land out here. I'm like,
Right.
man, there's so many things. You just pick you a niche and go in it. Then you got notes. That's what I've been studying more about, notes, how you can flip the paper only. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this game. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
endless. So I always advocate educate yourself, study, and be the smartest person in the room, because you'll find out you educating everybody around you. I mean, I know you probably see that.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And it's important too to put a strong team in place, because when I'm still new. I'm still new. I started January, basically, so I'm like, what, 5 months in,
Mm-hmm.
So it was important for me to set up a strong team, because if I have a team of people that I can reach out to when I have those questions that come up, because I am new, I need a solid team that I can call and get a good answer so I can keep moving this ball along to the closing finish line.
That's right. That's right. That makes a difference. So when you say your team, you mean like the title company and like what loan processes? What do you mean when it comes to team for people who don't know?
Yeah. It's like people that I've networked with. I went to a whole lot of investor meetups. So I've networked with people there that I can call that are willing to help me with different things. My broker, she's an investor friendly broker. So she wholesales as well. So I can reach out to her at any time with any questions. She's definitely been an asset. Her name is Tracy Larkins. So she's been awesome. And then I've even started, because ultimately I started my own company as well. So it's called STL Homeowner Solutions, LLC. So I even put a team in place for my team so we can actually automate a system to keep the leads coming in like clockwork. So as I said, my son, Deontay Hawthorne, he actually, he's like my leads guy. He sends addresses all the time.
So you
You
say
know,
he's doing driving for dollars for you? Is that what he's doing, or what is he doing?
yep, he does driving for dollars and he skip traces for me.
So he get everything done on the front end, and you just come in and close deals.
That's right. I come in and I make the phone calls and close the deals. And then I'm also I gotta tell you about my boy. I call him my partner in grind. My partner in grind. His name is Roy Fraction. He's been a godsend as well. So ultimately what he's gonna do is he's gonna be taking my cold calls, and I want to set it up where I can just kind of go out there and just close the deals, where I don't have to spend so much time on the phone grinding, and I can be out in the field closing them and speaking and connecting and that type of thing.
Yeah, and that makes sense, and that's definitely a good thing because I did that as well. Like, I don't do a lot of the front end stuff. I have cold callers over in the Philippines that takes most of the calls and things like that. The basic information to know, like, what's the condition of the house, or ask just basic questions. What's
Right.
your situation, just so we can at least get something down, and then I call back to either go see the house or either to make a deal with it. And that's really where your strength is. And a lot of people get stuck in that first part, like, oh, I got to do all this cold call. And I'm like, if you can task that stuff out or put a system like ringless voicemail drops or text message blasts or some type of technology on that front end stuff, because that's grunt work. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff is hard. Why you want to work yourself hard when you can be closing deals where your talents are?
Yeah, it's a grind. Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad I did it initially that way because it taught me the business and it kind of slowed it down for me. I can't teach someone the business if I don't know how to do the business. True. How can I call myself a boss and start a company if I can't train my employees?
That's right. You got to know the game to flow the game.
So I got to know the game inside and out. So it was good for me to slow it down that way. So, just put some good things in place and at least just kind of understand how the whole process works in getting to the finish line. Because as you know, once you get to title, that's when the real ball starts.
Yeah, because it's all kind of issues can pop up.
Yeah, all kinds of things. So it's different. And it's crazy, Chris, because when I first started wholesaling, in the group, it sounded so easy. You just go ahead and close those deals and kill them. But then, and I thought once I got my first contract, which is purchase contract, I'm like, oh, that's it. I got it. But then I realized, oh, now you got to get a buyer. So that's a whole nother grind. It's a whole nother grind.
Yeah, you got to get a buyer. The buyer got to cooperate. The seller got to cooperate. You got to get it to title. Hope no title issues come up. Because like I said, I left over about $40,000 in assignment fees in 2018 from deals that didn't make it to the finish line. Not on my part or something that I did wrong, but it was more so just like title issues. There's nothing I can do about that. I can try to work it out, but it's a problem that was there before I came along.
Right. And see, that's what I had. I had one of mine that when I was supposed to close on, remember I posted it in the group. And the day we were supposed to close, a probate issue came up that day. So I was like, wow, how did that come up like at the last minute? But it did. So come to find out, I guess the mom, right before she passed, I believe, had opened up probate or somewhere where they weren't quite aware of it. Whoa. So we end up having to jump through that hoop. But it happened miraculously quick. Usually probate, from what I hear, takes about maybe 120 days or better. But this one got done in like 2 weeks. So things just be miraculously happening sometimes.
Sometimes they just got to push the button and say, hurry up and do it before everybody figure out what happened. Close that thing. It ain't over till the dang on thing close. Get to the closing table.
Get it done. Get it done.
That's somebody blowing my phone up right now. We're about to close a deal this afternoon. And I'm like, dang, they blowing my phone up. Don't, quit doing that. We just trying to get to the table and get there. Stop giving me problems.
Yeah, man, I swear, Chris, my phone, I can't keep it charged because my phone be, oh my God, it's blowing up. I posted that $5,000 house for sale. Oh my goodness.
My
went bananas. Oh my God. I was even getting phone calls, comments. It was so much. I had to really work on keeping up with them all.
Yeah, so that's basically from what I ran into, because I had a house similar like that. I had a house for sale for $6,300 one time on South St. Louis. So my phone was blowing up. Emails, everything. I was like, golly, where all these buyers come from? How people say, you got to look for buyers. You get a deal like that, buyers come out the woodwork. Everybody a buyer, even you.
Yes, even you. Yes, that's right.
Right. So that's so any other what do you plan on doing in the future? Are you trying to do buy and hold, or you just want to stay in wholesaling? You want to do agent? What are you going to do for the future?
I'm always going to keep my real estate license, but ultimately I want to buy and hold. But I'm kind of scared of having renters. I don't really want to deal with the mentality of renters sometimes. So I kind of like the idea of doing like rent to own, because at least if I'm dealing with rent to own clients, then those people have the idea of wanting to take care of the home instead of being so willing to tear down the home, so I don't want to start off dealing with that headache,
That's smart.
So ultimately I do want to pursue rent to own opportunities and help people become homeowners that think that they can't become a homeowner.
Exactly. That's who's bugging me right now. About to be a rent-to-own tenant buyer. They're about to close this deal. $15,000 check. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Yes, yes. I
So
remember.
I'll be doing a video on that too, a case study on this deal once it finishes between today and tomorrow to break this deal down because it's getting crazy. She just trying to say, where do I put the check name in? Pay it to Chris Monroe. No.
Yeah, it's funny because along the way, I've even had people like trying to give me the money cash. Like, oh, do I give you the money now? I'm like, no, no, no. And please don't ever give someone your money out here on these streets. They will sham you. But
Exactly.
they on over cash.
Yeah, don't be handing people money because that happened with that house I had under contract that I was trying to sell for $6,300. The guy had the paperwork right there. He was trying to hand it to me. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to go through title and all this other stuff, even though you really don't have to. But I always suggest, a lot of people don't know that you don't really have to, but it's always best to go through title and not do all these quick claim deeds and all this other stuff because you can get ganked with that too. You get a house with a lien on it. You don't even know it because I was working on a duplex on the South St. Louis. The house only worth like $30,000. It had a $20,000 MSD bill, a sewer lien on it for $20,000. Wow. Yeah, nobody never paid the bill in like 20 years. So it's just sitting on the house. Whoever acquired this property, I don't know if you're going to ever be able to sell the property. It's going to be on there. So, little stuff like that. That's why you go through the title company, get a warranty deed, make sure you're protected in the deal, especially if you're spending money.
That's right. That's right. And that's what sometimes I have to educate my buyers, when those come over to me and ask simple questions like, I had someone ask me yesterday, well, what's a realtor, Shantae? Or someone will ask me, well, hey, can I just meet you at the house and bring you the $5,000 cash now? And I'm like, well, it doesn't work that way. We use the title company,
Exactly. But like I say, people used to do that a lot. Those tabletop or kitchen tabletop close and just close it right at the house. I wouldn't suggest doing it. I'd rather pay a little bit of money to protect myself in the deal because it's not worth it to close a deal, get this person the money. They ran off down the street. And now you like, dang, my money gone. And I got this house and I can't do nothing with it because it got liens, encumbrances, and taxes and whatever else that can come up. It's always issues. And that's why we use that third party title company or attorney, depending on what state a person is in. Other than that, Miss Shantae, any other nuggets you want to drop?
The only thing I can say is don't be afraid of what you don't know. You're never going to know everything in this game because I still learn every single day, but that doesn't stop me from closing deals. So you just got to go after it. You just have to be dedicated and go after it. And you deserve it.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. So if somebody want to connect with you on social media or anything, how do they connect with you?
So I'm actually just plain Jane, Shantae Hawthorne on Facebook. And then my business page is STL Homeowner Solutions LLC.
All right, there you go. Oh, I meant to ask you, do you do like those what they call flat rate listings? If somebody just wanted to give an automatic rate just to list the property, would you do stuff like that?
I do. $500.
Oh, 500, that's all? Yep. Oh, I'm about to send you some houses now. Yep. All right, thanks, Shantae. And for those who are watching live on YouTube or any other place, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, you name it, all that and more at Chris Monroe STL. And don't forget to join that free woke real estate investors group on Facebook as well. A lot of goodies in there. Other than that, we're about to get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. So do what you do, be who you be, and I'll see you before you see me. Peace out, Shantae, and everybody.
Thank you, Chris. Bye.